Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, and today I want to highlight some of the best vault weapons in Battlefield 2042 that are definitely worth unlocking, especially for newer players. As some of you may have heard or experienced, many of the game's vault weapons from past Battlefield games are somewhat lackluster in comparison to the base weapons of the game, and much of the reason for that is that they don't have any of the base game attachments such as larger magazines. But there are a few gems out there that are definitely worth your time and you can be competitive with. Now before we get started today, if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Cheers for the support as always. So in no particular order, my weapon number one is going to be the M16A3 assault rifle from Battlefield 3. Now if you're a new player, to unlock this gun you need 100 kills with the SFAR and 30 kills with underbarrel grenade launchers, which can be accomplished with the SFAR as well. Now I will say that the M416 is very similar to this gun. It has the exact same damage model, so they're both a 5-shot kill up to a whopping 75 meters with the heavy barrel. You can equip all the same attachments like the LVG grenade launcher, but one small difference is that the M416 has 750 rate of fire, whilst the M16 has 800. Plus it also has a burst fire mode as well if you're into that. So for me, the M16 wins just slightly due to the rate of fire, but if you prefer a tiny bit, less recoil over the rate of fire, then the M416 is a very solid choice here as well. Now, since these are vault weapons, you won't have access to any of the larger extended or drum magazines, and they also come with considerable recoil compared to the other base weapons in 2042. And that's, I think, why a lot of people don't understand how to use these weapons. The base weapons in the game are balanced like this. As the range increases, the damage goes down and you need more bullets to kill somebody, but the recoil always remains relatively low. However, with almost all of the vault weapons, they keep the same bullet to kill model up to 50, 60, or, even with this gun, with the heavy barrel, 75 meters. So the balancing factor then becomes the spread and recoil of the weapon. So it's going to take the same number of bullets to kill somebody, whether they're 5 meters from you or 75 meters, but it's going to be harder to actually land those shots. And if you're used to going full auto with the base game weapons because of their low recoil, that will not work with the likes of the M16. Now, in my opinion, you really need to burst this thing, but it can be incredibly powerful and have a lightning fast time to kill. On top of that, it's one of the only weapons in the game to have access to the LVG bouncy grenade launcher that are invaluable in tight spaces. Now, my loadout recommendation here would be the laser sight and heavy barrel, and then the LVG and smoke grenades as backup. With 800 rate of fire, I don't think the recoil is too insane with the heavy barrel, but if you are having trouble, you can try out the flash suppressor and the foregrip instead of the laser sight, which will help with vertical recoil, but it's also going to drop that 5 bullet kill range down from 75 meters to 50 meters. Now next up, coming in at number 2, we have the XM8 LMG from Bad Company 2. To unlock this one, you need 100 kills with the LCMG and 60 heals or revives on teammates. Now this gun is actually very similar to the Avances. It has 750 rate of fire, it only has 100 rounds, I say only, whereas the Avances can have 200, but it is also one of the only 2 magazine-fed LMGs in the game, so the reload speed is considerably faster than other LMGs. Now this weapon is a 5 bullet kill up to 50 meters here, and in terms of attachments, there really is absolutely nothing you can change except for the bipod, so you pretty much get what you're given. But what really shines about this gun is that whilst it does have some decent vertical recoil, the side-to-side recoil is very minimal, so as long as you can control that vertical recoil, you can beam targets from pretty long distances. At number 3, it's one of my favourite SMGs in the game, the PP2000 from Bad Company 2. So to unlock the PP2000, you will need 100 kills or assists with the MP9 and 50 hipfire kills with SMGs. So the PP2000 is just an incredibly solid gun all around. It's a 4-shot kill up to 40 meters, pretty low recoil, very good hipfire, and the highlight and main reason that it's on this list is the 44 round magazine. It only has 650 rate of fire, so it is one of those slower firing, high damaging weapons, but that coupled with the 44 round extended mag makes it feel a bit more like some of the base weapons in the game when it comes to how many enemies you're able to put down before reloading. Now the only vault weapon that can trump this up close is the P90, which has 900 rate of fire but only 4 shots up to 30 meters. And the P92 has some of the best hipfire in the game, especially when you put a laser sight on there. So the reason I'm not choosing the P90 here though is because once you move beyond that hip firing sort of 10 to 20 meter distance, it just isn't that good anymore, so it's a bit of a one-trick pony. And even though it does have 50 rounds, with 900 rate of fire, you can still blast through them lightning fast. Honestly, if the PP2000 only had the regular 30 round magazine like most of the other vault weapons, I would be choosing the P90 here over that weapon, but it has 44 rounds and that for me makes it the best all-rounder here. Again, it's also pretty similar to the AKS-74U. I know some people like that weapon, but again, the AK only has 30 rounds. Coming in at number 4, we have the AEK-971 from Battlefield 3. To unlock this one, you'll need 100 kills or assists with the AK-24, and then 5 kills in one life with an assault rifle. Now, I recently made a video all about this gun, and the more I use it, the more I love it. It's got the exact same damage model as the other Volt assault rifles like the M16, so it's a 5 bullet kill up to 75 meters, but it's got 900 rate of fire, so, you know, it's kind of going toe-to-toe with the SMGs there. However, the kicker here is that the recoil is kind of insane, I'm not going to lie. So rather than the heavy barrel and the laser on this gun, I would recommend the flash suppressor and the foregrip, and even so, it's still going to kick like a mule. However, if you can tame the beast, the results are definitely worth it. Now, this definitely shares common ground with the MTAR. That gun is also a 900 rate of fire weapon. It also has a 5 bullet kill out to 50 meters, and like the AAK, you will want to run the flash suppressor and the foregrip. However, I feel like the MTAR has even more side-to-side recoil than the AEK. The AEK kicks a little bit more to the left, so you can actually compensate for that somewhat, whereas the MTAR seems to kick equally in either direction, which is the worst kind of side-to-side recoil. On top of that, I can't really prove it here, but the MTAR's bullet velocity, it just feels really slow to me. Like, the AEK is just boom, dead instantly, whereas the MTAR, it just feels like it takes way too long to put down an enemy, but you know, since it has the same bullets to kill and the same rate of fire, it should, in theory, feel identical. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, maybe it's just favoritism or something, but that's the way I feel, and I at least prefer the AEK. And finally, coming in at number 5, we have the Gol Magnum Sniper Rifle from Bad Company 2. So to unlock this one, you'll need 60 kills and assists with the SWS-10 and 100 enemies spotted with the SOFLAM. So this gun to me is pretty comparable to the SWS. It definitely feels like one of the more accurate sniper rifles in the game, and whilst the in-game rate of fire is allegedly slightly slower than the others, it honestly doesn't feel that way, so I think the tooltip could actually be wrong here. Its handling is far better, but the absolute best thing about it is just the insane ADS speed with the 6x default scope, which makes this gun perfect for a slightly more aggressive playstyle. I don't exactly want to say quick scoping, but it certainly reminds me of that kind of play. Also, there's just something incredibly beefy and satisfying to the way this gun sounds and feels. The Gol Magnum has always been a fan favourite in Bad Company 2 and beyond, and that is still the case for me here in Battlefield 2042. So those are my top 5 vault weapons that are actually worth unlocking and using in Battlefield 2042. I, for one, hope that DICE are going to show all of them some more love in the future. I know we have attachments and skins coming at some point, but I feel like they all need a proper, complete balance pass and a looking over to make them fit in with the rest of the weapons in the game. Now, if you missed this video all about Levolution in Battlefield 2042, feel free to check that one out. As always, thanks for spending some time with me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.